Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Well, that was an atrocious mess. Anyway,
What's up, Killer?
so we're starting without our fearless leader, Dale, or our fearless host. Dale can't seem to, well, something's going on with the Hangout. So he's trying to join us. He may be here any second, maybe not. But anyway, we're going to get it going. Is this dead air going to be in the actual podcast? No, James. But anyway, hello, everybody. This is obviously Killer, and Prince is here as well.
So,
Don't ever do that again, Killer.
Nike doesn't like my pick. Why? I think it's good. It really tunes into my mindset right now. Just
Wait,
carnage.
what's the pick? Oh, the photo.
My photo, my Abby.
Yeah, it's a good one. Anyway, we haven't done a live stream in a week, so we just wanted to tune in, touch base with everybody, interact with all you lovely people out there. Gonna keep this one fairly short because I think a few of us are trying to watch the first game of the NBA Finals. Go Cavs! Anyway, we put out a tweet or a poll on Twitter about if people would be interested in us talking sports a little bit more, at least during this bear run. And like fairly overwhelmingly, people were like, "No,
Don't
like,
even think about it. Yeah.
ruin everything." Yeah. And
So we
so,
took the message loud and clear, listening to the fans, the listeners, the people who make it everything it is. We won't.
yeah. So yeah, we're gonna stick to crypto. I mean, pretty much all three of us are sports fanatics, I think. So
Yeah.
we would love to. However, the people have spoken. We're doing it for the people, so we
Exactly.
got to do what we got to do. Anyway, how you doing, Prince?
Oh, I'm living in paradise. It's just another day. It was raining out today. It was raining yesterday. It's probably gonna rain again tomorrow. But it's not bad.
Lovely.
Yeah, good weather. How about you?
Pretty good. It's been kind of cloudy, lately the past like week or so, but we got a little sunshine headed our way. Gonna feel more like California, so it's gonna be good. I think it's supposed to be like 70 or 80 and sunny,
Yeah.
um, like for the next week or so at the very least. So excited about that.
Geez, I sure would be interested to hear how the weather is out in Iowa.
I know. Now we'll never know.
Yeah.
Um, I'm guessing fairly snowy and well,
Snowy
no, not even
probably.
snow anymore. It's
Well,
like
it's Iowa.
I forget it's almost June,
It's
but yeah.
almost more Canadian out there, the weather system, than it is out here
Yeah.
sometimes. So
Oh, anyway, what do we have going on in crypto now? Do you have anything you want to talk about, Prince?
Oh, we've had some fun events popping up. So this past week we've had actually, well, it's always a fun week in crypto, right? There's always a lot of news going down, but today was kind of fun. We woke up to hear that Bitrex was opening up fiat pretty much pairs. So there's going to be US dollar to Bitcoin actual pairings instead of just the Tether and the true US dollar, which I think is a big move forward. Um, and like that excites me, and like good for Bitrex. They got a little catching up to do, I think, because they really lost a lot of their market dominance there that they had going for a while. But they're trying to crawl back in, right? And they're playing it smart. Obviously, they're trying to be regulated and keep the regulatory bodies happy. And now they're introducing, the fiat pairings, and they're going to be unveiling more and more as time goes on. They said, and I'm excited about this because to me, this shows, now we're going to see other exchanges trying to follow suit, right? We're going to see more exchanges now trying to do exactly this and make that fiat on ramp into crypto a lot smoother, which, everyone's talking like, oh, where's the liquidity? Where's the liquidity? Well, these are the kind of things we want to see, if we have hopes of getting that volume back, getting that presence, that buying pressure up, then, this is the stuff we definitely want to see.
Yeah, I agree. It's important. Some people are, kind of freaking out about Bittrex getting more corporate,
Mhm.
I guess, but
It
that's to be expected.
it's so tough, right? Like the space we're in, it's a space that is very much, kind of anti-corporate, anti-government, fight the power in a sense, bring the power back to the people. But in a lot of aspects, we still need that outside, kind of the corporate presence if we really want to, I guess, grow the space even more and more, right? And we've seen that, and it's unfortunate, but that kind of is how it is. So, you want more money in the space, then well, who has the most money out there? Well, typically it's the corporations, so the institutions.
It's totally a necessary evil.
Mhm.
I think especially on ramps are so important for the average person just to have an easy place where they can go,
Mhm.
okay, I can link my Bank of America account here or my
Mhm.
Wells Fargo account, and just buy with cash.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're also used to kind of operating in crypto at this point where, if we send Bitcoin somewhere, we want to buy something with it, but we use Bitcoin most of the time. But I think we kind of forget, because we are so involved that when you're brand new to it, you don't know that Bitcoin is kind of like the dollar of this world. You're just
Mhm.
thinking, I want to invest some US dollars.
Yeah.
So it's really important to have places like Coinbase, Bittrex. I think Polo is probably not going to be too far behind in terms of supporting fiat on ramps.
Yeah, I think Polo will be the next one we see,
Yeah.
and I guess we're probably already, they're taking the steps towards that route anyways, in my mind. What we're seeing now, people freaking out about some of the verification needed to do withdrawals and all that.
Yeah.
To me, that's just a sign that they are moving in that direction, right?
Well, yeah. So for people who don't know, some people are freaking out on Twitter because Poloniex pretty recently implemented this thing where you have to submit all of your identification information to be able to withdraw funds. And so we're talking like driver's license, your name, your social security number, depending upon how much you want to be able to withdraw during a given day. So because they're now mandating this, people are freaking out. They're going, "Oh, well, I signed up for Poloniex with just an email address a year ago, or
Mm.
with a some fake ass email address that nobody even knows about," which is pretty private and cool, and it's cool to be able to do that. But the thing with that is like, I mean, for anybody paying attention, you should have known as soon as
Yeah.
Circle bought Poloniex that that was
Oh,
coming
yeah.
because Circle is a multi-billion-dollar company. They're not gonna, keep this whole like anonymous, like, I mean, whether people are using it for money laundering or not, I think, in my opinion, obviously people are probably, were avoiding taxes or still are with
Hmm.
those sorts of exchanges. So I
Yeah.
think that's kind of a given, honestly. So,
Oh,
but
yeah.
anyway, I mean, a big company like Circle is not going to stand for that.
No, it's kind of a no-brainer, but people, we don't always expand our views to these things, so some people didn't see it coming, and well, now it's happening.
Yeah.
And then we
So
also got we got Nasdaq has kind of got their own cryptocurrency exchange getting ready to launch, which is also a pretty big step into the on ramps for money and retail money. I'm not exactly positive when they plan on getting this up and running, and I do believe it's not really going to be so much available for the US when it gets going. But they're again, they're going to be dealing with fiat pairings, and I think that's going to be again huge. So we see there's all these things happening, and this is just this week, right? We're seeing Bitrex getting their fiat on ramp set up. We have the Nasdaq crypto kind of exchange being set up, and they will be dealing with fiat. So it's kind of fun. This week alone, we're really seeing it's like the space is getting ready. It's getting ready to grow more.
yeah, so I actually don't know much about this Nasdaq crypto exchange. I've seen the headlines around it,
Mhm.
but is that going to be like retail facing, or is that going to be only institutional investors? Did they say anything about that?
Yeah, I believe it's gonna pertain to both. They have I guess there's a partnership with Gemini that's going on with it. I'm not as familiar as I would like to be, but I know there's definitely lots of articles out there on it. So, if, anyone wants to get more familiarized with it, just hit up the old Google machine.
All right. I got to address something I saw in the comments. Somebody's
Okay.
asking if I bought ZRX yet. The answer is no. And so I really think ZRX is like a really good project. Everything I hear about it, tons of people I respect like it a lot, so that makes me want to like it a lot. But it's funny though. It's funny like how polarized Twitter can be. Like the other day, I think it was yesterday, I tweeted something like give me opinions why I should buy ZRX at a $650 million market cap versus Aura, which is basically IDEX, at a $20 million market cap. So 650 versus 20. Now, that's all I asked. I'm not saying I think Aura is a more promising project than ZRX or Zero X protocol. What I was asking is, I mean, they're pretty similar things, you know, they in the sense that both address decentralized exchanges. They're a little bit different because IDEX is actually an established exchange right now, whereas Zero X is a protocol for decentralized exchanges that anybody can use.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's not that different. Yeah, Crypto Range, I did go broke buying ASD. That's correct. Anyway, so but they're not that different though, because Aura has a something in the pipeline called Snow Globe, which is, I suppose, a protocol for forming decentralized exchanges as well. So anyway, they're pretty similar. I think close enough where you can compare them on a rough basis, right? But anyway, like some of the responses were just like, "Whoa, you're an idiot! Like ZRX is so much better. Like what they're not, you can't even compare them." I'm like, bro, like maybe they're way different now, but I'm speaking as an investment. So just because something is a better project doesn't mean it's a better investment, you know? Because
Mhm.
like we're talking about, I mean, Aura is valued at 20 million right now, and it is far and away the
Yeah.
most used decentralized exchange.
Yeah,
So
I don't really know as much as I should know about the Zero X protocol, but you know, apparently it seems fundamentally there are some pretty glaring differences. But when it does come down to, you know, potential return potential, I'd like to think that there's a lot more of that with Aura than there is with the Zero X protocol at this time, right? But obviously, you know, there's a lot of people on Twitter who like to just jump right down people's throats, you know, if they don't think you figuring out what you should know, and it's like, oh, you're an idiot, man, you're an idiot. It's like, oh, all right, well, thanks.
and then, like, not only that, in the replies, bro, I had some guy with like 30,000 followers. Like, I'm not gonna mention his name because he's a douche, but he like fucking retweeted me and he's like, "Look at this idiot. He has 29,000 followers and he asks stupid questions like this." I
Well,
was like, "Bro, easy there." Like, and so me and him had like a little mini debate in the comments where I was just like, "I'm just asking for opinions. Like, I'm just like sway me in one way or the other." And he's like, "Not even worth like talking about. There's no competition." And so I go, why? And like, I'm saying like they're different market caps, but they address similar markets. And he just goes, wrong, and like just doesn't explain it any further. I'm like, bro, like at least, because the thing to me is like, if it's an obvious thing like that where I'm clearly wrong, you should be able to tell me or give me pretty convincing reasons as to why pretty quickly,
yeah,
you know? And I don't know. Anyway,
life, life.
that is life. That's
Yeah.
people, you know.
There you go. Well, and hey, we got some fun news up with Tezos.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Yeah, it's happening.
So yeah, Tezos is allegedly actually launching. I don't really believe it yet, even though it looks like a sure thing. Um, Prince and I have been joking that like it's been so long since the ICO that like we're like not even sure if we remember our shit from the ICO, like our passwords and like the information and crap. And so
I'm terrified. Like I just feel like I'm gonna go Genesis block day. I'm gonna go and try to get into my account or whatever, and something's gonna go wrong.
yeah,
And these tokens that I thought I had for my wonderful donation will no longer be there somehow. And I had my hopes up for going for a year, and it's like, oh, Genesis block day, and I can't get them. It's a fear. It's a fear. Even though I'm taking precautions to make sure that doesn't happen, it is still a fear. So
and like I know my information, I know I do because I checked it, but like, the thing is, bro, like, this shit has been locked up for so long. I swear I have, like, nightmares of just, like, getting hit by a car or something and suffering brain trauma and forgetting my password, like, right before it gets released, and I'm just like, "What's Tezos?"
yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know where to start. It's a
Well,
legitimate fear.
and there's that website, and there's like the password checker website and all that, and you go and you kind of creep and you're like, is this even legit, like this? And there's people who are like, oh yeah, no, it's good, it's safe to use, you got to use it offline though and incognito or whatever, and but you're looking at it and you're like, oh yeah, input your private seed,
Yeah.
input your email, your password. It's like, yeah, this looks like a good recipe to just lose everything. Like, you know?
Yeah, dude, when I was doing that thing, I swear I was like crouched in a corner like Schmeagol or something, like looked out the blinds, like scared of anybody watching, like as I enter my password. Because like
Yeah,
I
it's
went
like
offline.
I'm terrified. I tried it out because I was worried. I was like, ah, shit, I think I forgot my password. And then you look at this thing and you're trying to make sure you do have everything set up, but it's asking for all this. And you're hearing that it is safe to use, but it's like, fuck this, right? Pardon my language, but I don't want to type in my freaking private keys anywhere.
And
So
the thing is, too, it's like on the thing, on the password checker, it's like, think very carefully about what you're about to do. You're entering your private keys
yeah,
on this. And I'm like, well, fuck. Like, I don't know about this shit. You're going to warn
yeah,
me that much. Maybe it's not a good idea.
I know. So, you know, this is, part of my paranoia. For all I know, I could be completely already scammed just by my own stupidity, checking my password and all that. Who knows? Maybe I'm not. Let's hope I'm not.
Bro, can you imagine it's just an elaborate scam where like the
Oh
Brightmans
God.
are just like peeping all the private keys and like they say they weren't known, but they're just jacking everybody who checked.
I would just cry. This has been such an emotional roller coaster. I don't know if I could end off on it
Does
like
it
that.
feel real at all to you yet? Tezos
No.
actually launching?
And you're hearing people saying that they're kind of expecting what, like a June 6th, which is next week, and it's like that blows me away a bit. It's like I still don't expect it, but I guess it's coming apparently.
Yeah, I think the June 6th thing, I only saw that by Loomdart. I don't know where he
Mm.
got it from. Did you
I've
see it
seen
from
it.
somebody else?
No, that's the thing. It was apparently it's just rumors, really. So don't really hold that much to it. But that's just some of the rumblings, kind of on the street, we'll say, and that's what people are saying. So, and it's funny because I think we've said it before already. It's like, oh, you watch Tezos launch will usher in alt season. Yeah, we were saying that months ago. Now we're
Yeah.
seeing all of crypto Twitter light up. It's gonna usher in alt season. It's gonna do it. And it's like, all right, here we go.
Dude, a lot of people were saying that, and like I very much want to believe, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, for Tezos' sake and for the entire market's sake. And I do sort of think there is this notion where if enough people believe something, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Because if everyone thinks it's going to happen, it does happen.
Well,
And
yeah, it could be setting up for a nice time to, launch onto the market. And, we're seeing all these exchanges trying to get set up or getting the process set up to have the fiat on ramps. I think it's just more and more. I think it'll be a good situation for it. So I'm excited for it. It's like I've been waiting this long, and as long as I don't somehow get scammed out of my tokens, plan
yeah.
on holding those for a while longer. It's like I have really no massive intentions on, say dumping upon release. Like you see some people, they're like, oh, it's gonna just shit the bed, it's gonna dump, and it's gonna go so low. And I don't honestly believe that will be the case. Although who knows, I could be mistaken. And because there was a lot of money involved in it, maybe there are some people who are just so pissed off and they're just gonna dump on the first day. But personally, I think it would be just stupid to do such a thing. And usually, as ICOs launch, usually that's a thing of don't dump on the first day or something like that, right? But
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it plays out. So the futures, they trade with I think like 500,000 worth of volume per day, which
mm,
is not a lot by any means, but I think they've been trading for long enough with enough volume to where it's pretty indicative of where the actual coins are going to trade.
mhm,
So I don't think I expect like a massive move one way or the other when Tezos does launch, but
mhm,
I mean, there's certainly a segment of people who are just sick of waiting. They're tired of
mhm,
waiting a year for something that was
yeah,
supposed to be done in 2 to 4 months, and they're
and
gonna
they're gonna
dump.
just want their money. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And so that's the thing, right? And a lot of people are like, they're waiting. They're like, upon launch, I'm waiting for the massive dump. And, I don't personally think we're going to see the massive dump that some are thinking, but, I could be wrong. And I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. So who knows? But yeah, I think, honestly, if you've waited this long, just chill out.
Yeah, and the baking is really cool with Tezos too. So for people who don't know, I mean, Tezos is gonna launch with full proof of stake. So it's
Yeah.
going to be one of the first coins to actually do that, which is pretty impressive. And I
To
think they're
me,
going to have an
it's a game changer. How like their
yeah,
platform, they've been in development since what 2014.
yeah,
You know, they've been in development for such a long time. Like this is a very serious platform here, and we look at market cap, say of EOS, and they're trying to launch something, kind of in a to me a similar way of it's a very serious platform, and they want to make waves with it. And you look at where their market cap is, you know, Tezos has still got room, and I think honestly we'll see the Tezos market cap up, kind of with that EOS market cap and maybe more, I believe. But I think that's a
yeah.
good relative thing to watch. To me, is the EOS market cap.
So the biggest things, the biggest things with Tezos are obviously it has all this negative publicity due to being delayed so many times. I think the two largest competitors to it currently are EOS and Cardano.
Mm-hmm.
Cardano's symbol is ADA, I believe. But if you look at both of those projects, I think in terms of what Tezos is actually going to release, it's further ahead than both of those guys in a couple of different ways. I think their smart contract functionality is going to be further developed. Proof of stake is definitely further along with Tezos, I want to say. And I do not know. I mean, I think you can facilitate formal verification with Cardano, EOS. I don't know. But the thing is, it's kind of at the core of everything Tezos does. So if they can get
Mm-hmm.
this launched, I think it's a very promising project. Um, it's a long time coming, though. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. It is. It's a long time coming, but they've been in the works for so long, and there's so many people. Like Killer. I think sometimes we are in our own little bubble, and we don't realize how few people actually weren't a there wasn't a lot of people around during their ICO. Someone did a poll on Twitter, like, did you buy into the ICO? And by a landslide, it was just no's. And then you see some polls, do you even know what Tezos is? And again, a majority is saying they don't even have a clue what it is. So, this is the beautiful thing about crypto, right? There's still so many things that people don't know about, even if maybe they are familiar with the space. That there's so many things going on within the space, they're not always going to know, and so attentions will get turned to it. And you look
Yeah.
at the people behind it, like Draper, the guy's got a track record, right? So
Mhm.
yeah.
Somebody asked, Crypto Yankee asked, actually, is this BART thing new or did this happen the last time there was a bear market? Completely new.
Uh, yeah, this is like some forex bullshit. That's yeah. To me, it's like a forex market. No, it's
Yeah.
forex is some bullshit. I don't trade that stuff. Some guys crush it in the forex markets, but it's not for me.
I think it's probably algorithms and
Yeah, yeah.
such.
It's just the algos running things, and they can get away with it, so they can do it.
Yeah, and so I don't think the BART thing is really going to affect like long-term trends, but it's kind of makes choppier, I guess, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
it hits especially the intraday moves. It makes them a little more vicious for people at times because it'll just be this consolidation for what it seems in this zone, and there's not a whole lot of movement. And then boom, if you're on the wrong side of a move quickly on this intraday move, maybe you're too leveraged up, it's gonna hurt you, right? And that's what I've been noticing is these moves are kind of designed just so it's like if they do go against you and you have too much leverage, they will hurt. So
Yeah. Just one more thing on Tezos. N Papo in the chat is asking how much money did Tezos raise?
was it like
So at the
two
time,
two
Tezos,
thirty?
yeah, it raised like 230, 250 million.
Yeah,
But with all the Bitcoin they've held, they've sold very little of it, and Ethereum, that
yeah,
amount is worth like over a billion now. So
yeah. They have a pretty big war chest. So
yeah, I mean, the only bigger one I can really think of is probably EOS or EOS, which has raised
there's
like
this,
4 billion.
yeah, but their whole setup has been, to me, I think I saw someone tweet it that it was one of the most elaborate scams they've seen. And it's interesting because they've had the crowd sale going on for months. Like this thing has just been continuously going, even though it's trading on the market. Uh, so yeah, I don't. But again, they launch right away too, right? I think their network is launching just this weekend coming up, or their main net. They're trying to
Yeah,
get it launched right away within this next week coming up. So
I think like June 1st was the date they were aiming for, so
yeah,
maybe tomorrow.
And so, you know what? Again, people want to look for reasons for why alts might start perking up. And to me, there's a lot of platform releases coming out with their, their main nets, going onto their own platforms, leaving the Ethereum network and doing their own thing. And a lot of these are coming like right away here. It seems like within June, there's a lot of stuff happening. So there's another potential catalyst, maybe that drives things.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like the market is basically completely discounting any good news. So a lot of these really good projects have
Yeah.
actual good things happening, like really good stuff happening with their code, with adoption, with applications built around these projects. But the market doesn't give a shit about any of that right now because it's sort of bearish, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But when the market does turn bullish and people start to account for all this progress that all of these projects have made,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to make a really good kind of springboard to really
Mm-hmm.
propel these prices higher, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's kind of a fun time in the market, although it's not exactly fun, say for some individuals' portfolios. Maybe they've been taking a hit, but there's just so much going on, and there's a lot of development going on right now within the space, and so it's fun because we're seeing like things are starting up again. And I think we heard Novogratz say the herd is coming. And then we saw him kind of go back to that. Someone brought it up just the other day on Twitter, and it was like, so are they ever coming? And he's like, and he pretty much said, he's like, and I believe I'm with him 100%, is, they will come. And the only thing is he might just be wrong about the timing, but they will be coming. And there's no doubt about that. So
crypto is still a tiny thing overall. The market cap is tiny. I know it seems big to us, but it's absolutely minuscule. So
yeah.
Okay, one thing I wanted to touch on before we wrap up, because this is going to be a shorter one, is Prince, did you take a look? There was an article about mining written about one of the Sia Coin developers who's helped like form their ASIC team or helped like their project to form or to start creating ASICs. And it's basically just like a state of mining, a state of Bitmain and ASICs and how they're kind of cornering the market. Did you get a chance to read that?
No, I didn't even. I think I heard some kind of a little bit of talk about it, but I haven't really looked into it. I'm not very familiar with it.
Okay, so it's kind of above my head, because I know very little about mining, but his basic, I mean, his theory was that one of the things people are discounting is ASIC resistance in coins is sort of a misnomer because you can alter the algorithm or the underlying algorithm for a coin to be ASIC resistant,
Yeah.
but ASICs themselves can change. So a lot of these companies like Bitmain especially are creating ASICs that are resistant to ASIC resistance. And so
Yeah.
it's a constant back and forth. It's not like you make your algorithm for a
Yeah.
coin ASIC resistant and then you're just immune to ASICs.
Yeah.
So for people who don't
Well,
know, you want to be ASIC resistant because there's a lot of centralization with ASICs. There's one main provider, Bitmain, which is a company situated in China, or I think kind of their roots are in China. They were formed in
right.
China, but
They're a powerhouse. Like the
big
amount of money they are making, it's insane. There was an article about it, and I wish it was a little while ago, but it was just staggering. And it was a kind of a real eye opener to it's like Bitmain is the player in this industry when it comes to mining, all of that stuff. But when you saw the numbers, it was like, holy shit, okay, like knew you guys were players, but this is big.
yeah. And another thing that was very interesting in the article was he's saying that people discount the fact that a lot of these, or not, I keep saying a lot of these companies, but specifically Bitmain, what they will do is they will create a chip in secret that,
Mm-hmm.
say, is an ASIC that can mine Monero, and they'll use that chip for a long time or a pretty long time before even putting it up on sale.
Yeah.
So, I mean, by the time they put it up on sale, they've kind of made their money from that chip, and they've decided that at that point, it makes them more money to sell it rather than just to mine coins with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you're buying things from a company like that, you have to always consider that they're selling that chip for a reason because they're making more money selling it to you at that point than they
Yeah.
would be using it themselves.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very interesting because everyone's playing this big game, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to look at it like a really competitive game, and that
Totally.
includes the chip companies. They're not out
G-
for our own good. They don't care
Gian,
about us. They care about
he
profit.
is. Oh yeah, Gion's playing a game. He's playing a game of chess, and Bitmain, is those are his pieces, and he shifts himself around. He's yeah, got to give like the guy's kind of seems like a piece of shit in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But on a personal level, you kind of got to give him maybe a clap because it's like, wow, what he has accomplished with Bitmain, it's a giant. But
He
with that being
seems
said, with what he's doing with it at times, it's like, man, you're a freaking dirtbag. Get out of here. Like,
yeah, he seems a tad slimy.
and I think that really just comes down to, you know what, when he has that much, you know, it's straight up just he has the power and he can pretty much do what he wants, you know, and I think that really just that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and it's
It's
hard for
like
me to hate because that's business, you know, and he's
it,
been killing the competition.
it's that what that's saying that he's got fuck you money pretty much. So
Sure.
yeah.
Anyway, folks, yeah, we're gonna kind of wrap this up. Although it's been very fun, I wish we could do it for longer, but NBA finals are calling. We're all very intently watching this game, see who wins. Go Cavs! I would say I'm sick of the Warriors winning. So yeah, been good having you guys. Fun as always. Dale, we missed you, even though you're in the chat heckling us.
Hi,
Prince,
Dale.
stop ignoring me.
Hi, Dale. Missed you.
Prince, you got anything else to say to the people?
No, stay safe out there. You know, just I don't know. Keep on doing your research. Keep developing. Keep trying to get better in this space. Keep learning. Stay safe.
Had a great time. Peace, everybody. Tip your waitress.